and welcome to this week's Omsi 2 news. This week we have some news about the upcoming Yorkshire version 3 with a rough release time, not date, being announced. An update about the script situation with Addon London version 1.02 and the Masterbus Gen Pack v1.2, which is set to include the London Spec Gemini 3 vehicles, and some brand new repaints by Colm McNulty for the new Gainsborough Phase 2 map. A bit less news than usual, but let's get into it. Oh yeah, this week's news. And here we are. So, you probably saw last week that Yorkshire counties made a public announcement about when exactly Yorkshire counties or Yorkshire version 3 will be released. And as you can see here, they are working towards a second quarter release date. So what that means is there's a time frame between April to June where Yorkshire version 3 will be released. Now, there's been some speculation about it, but all I will be able to say with some confident certainty is that it will most likely be released on a Thursday. So that's going to narrow down the release dates, but then it still doesn't tell us in which time frame it will be released. But as we do that Addon London, once it's put on the Steam page, we may just try to estimate a release date, not for actual information, but just to see if we actually managed to predict it. As you may remember, we did predict accurately that Addon London will be released on the 10th of December. But again, that's a bit of an aside thing. But nonetheless, we now know that will be released towards second quarter soon, and they will be announcing an official release date very soon. So what that means is that once that official release date is announced, of course, there'll be an update in the Discord and in the Omsi 2 news. Another thing to mention is that there's going to be an exclusive company for Bus Company Simulator. So if some of you play Bus Company Simulator by PDP, there will be an exclusive company just for Yorkshire version 3. So this will add an extra element to the DLC and add that extra bit to it. There will also be giveaways and more, which is kind of the routine and the tradition whenever a new DLC is released. So that's the announcement of Yorkshire version 3. We've already covered the routes and what will entail. So this is just a bit of an update about where it stands. Interestingly enough, and we also got an update from another RHD map developer for payware DLCs, Rhys, the developer of Omsi 2 Addon London. So on Forums, he made an announcement, I think it was on last Thursday or Friday, that the script situation with the Masterbus Gen 3 pack has changed. So before, you may remember that the MS Gen 3 pack, London Spec, could not be released until version 1.02 of Addon London was released because there was a script exclusivity. However, that situation has now changed as Roadhog has provided the licensing to them. This basically means that the Master Switch Studios are at liberty to release the Gen 3 pack London Spec whenever they want, and they do not have to wait until V1.02 is released. This may indicate that V1.02 is still a bit of a while away, and hence why they're providing the scripts, the licensing to Master Switch Studios in advance. And then also he posted an update about Addon London. So, of course, he's been taking a bit of a break, as is deserved, and what they're doing now is they're enchanting the... Basically, it's enchanting the texture quality, and they're also, and the vehicles that will come in the update. So there will be teasers of it pretty soon, and again, we will have more information about what's happening with Addon London version 1.02 when those teasers are released. But basically, what it seems to imply is that we'll have the London Spec Gen 3 pack out first and V1.02 out at another point in the not so distant future. And then finally, the last thing we have is a brand new repaint pack by Colm McNulty. This repaint scheme may look familiar to you. It's fairly similar to the ones used by the First Bus West Country version 3 repaints made by the same repainter, and of course you can see it's a First Bus livery. What this includes is a First Bus branded 100, a First Bus branded so yeah, they're all for the 100. Oh yeah, so there's, I think they're for all the routes. So this is just a 100 picture, but they're also for the 101, the 102, the 103, and the 104. It's, the only thing about this though is that actually they're all interworked, so perhaps this only would work for the 101 and the 102 because technically they need to be the 100, 103, and the 104 because all of those are part of the same duty. But nonetheless, you basically have a branded route. You have a branded bus for each route number because most people don't actually drive with the full timetables. You can obviously change the buses as you do the different routes. And then here you have it with ads as well. And then you also have the 101 and the 102. So yeah, this is This is in 1 because the 101 and the 102 interworked. And they're pretty much the same line, just one goes clockwise, one goes anti-clockwise. And then there's also branded 103 and 104, which I did not add in there. But again, they're with the same scheme. You can get this on the Fells films. I'll probably be doing a video of this at some point. And yeah, this is for the B5TL, and this is for the B5TL. I think there's also some for the B5LH, but I'm not too sure. And this again, you can get in the Fells film, and there's more information about this there. Link will most likely be in the description or in the Discord. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the Omsi 2 news. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for your weekly Omsi 2 news update. Make sure to like that button. Join the Discord server for even more Omsi 2 news. That is it for now. Until next time.